It won't happen again. I'll get it sorted, I promise. Finn?
Now, I did everything by the book yesterday. ALT meals, played you Brahms and Nora Jones before bed. And how did you repay me? By practicing your kickboxing all night. We didn't keep you up, did we?
Oh, no, I slept like a log.
Oh, maybe I'll pretend it's Sunday.
You could make it Sunday every day.
How do you mean? Right, we're back on that one, are we?
Well, you are entitled to maternity leave.
Ronnie.
I'm just saying, you've been working straight through...
Yeah, and I told you I'll let you know when it's the right time. So, let's change the subject. What are you doing today?
I've got to see John Taft.
I thought you sorted out his mother's estate months ago.
Yeah, except it's taken John 6 months to finally get around to clearing out his mother's house, and then he's found some details of a bank account that we didn't know he had, and he's asked me to look into it.
And how much is in this account?
40,000.
Wow! He's in for a nice surprise.
Well, he's definitely in for a surprise.
I'm down to get 5 minutes all day.
Having an attack of the munchies?
Big time. There's a cream horn in the fridge with my name on it.
Eating for two, eh?
Eating for two wouldn't be so bad. I've got the appetite of the Leatherbridge ladies shop put team.
When I was pregnant with Daniel, I could get through a whole tub of Death by Chocolate in one sitting. I was so glad I was on leave, so none of my colleagues had to witness my piggery. Talking of maternity leave...
Now, I do just have to put this on Julia's desk.
What do you mean?
I'm afraid Amanda isn't available today.
Look, if it's just a case of me not having an appointment, then...
She doesn't work here anymore.
What?
I'm sure we'll find a replacement for her soon.
I don't want a replacement. I need Amanda.
Maybe I can help. I'm Dr. Woodson.
Doctor? No. I'm sorry, I'm not interested in conventional medicines. Just chucking pills at every problem.
Well, that makes two of us then. Look, why don't you come through to my room? We could have a chat, see if there's anything I can do to help.
I don't think so.
I tell you what, if I can't help, we could go through my list of complementary therapists. What do you think?
Okay.
Ronnie, hi.
John, how are you getting on?
Well, you know. I'm sorry, come in.
Thanks.
I hope you didn't mind meeting you. Only when you said you'd rather not meet at your office.
Oh, this is fine.
I was born here, you know. This place is full of happy memories. But, well, it's too big for me on my own. I've got to sell it, so... I knew it would be difficult, but her clothes still smell of her. When I opened the wardrobe, it was like she was there in the room. I tried to convince myself that it's just a stranger's house, some anonymous old lady who died.
Does that work?
For a while. And then you find something unexpected, so loaded with memories that it knocks the breath out of you. I made this when I was in primary school. Couldn't have been more than about 6. It was meant to be a robin. I was so chuffed that I'd made anything. I gave it to Mum that Christmas. I just found it in a bedside cabinet. I never knew she kept it. I wasn't prepared.
Prepared?
Prepared for how Mum going would change my place in the world. It's just me now, isn't it? I don't have any kids. I'm the last of the family, and when I go, who's going to be there to go through all my things? I'm sorry. Where are my manners, please?
Thank you.
Mum's mysterious bank account. What was it? Just somewhere for her to save her pin money?
No, not exactly. The account seems to have been used for one purpose only, to make regular direct debit payments to one recipient. In fact, because our firm didn't know about the money, the payments are still going out.
Okay. But you stopped them now?
No, not yet.
Okay, so where's this money going?
When I made inquiries of the bank, I discovered that the account was the subject of a trust.
What are Mum's charities?
No, the fund was set up to look after someone, to pay for their clothing, toiletries, that kind of thing.
What? Why would Mum... Who is this person?
His name is Gerald Taft.
Never heard of him.
Gerald is your older brother.
been with me as long as I can remember.
And it's always the same dream?
Yeah. Only it was more jumbled, more confused when I was a kid. It's only recently, the last 6 months or so, that it's become clearer.
Have you been having the dream more often?
Yeah. It only used to happen once, maybe twice a year. But now it can be as regular as every other night. I get tense before I've even gone to bed. I daren't close my eyes in case I dream again. Then it all winds Finn up.
Finn?
It's my boyfriend. He's the most understanding guy in the world, but it's getting too much for him. If I'm not keeping him awake, I'm snapping at him the next day because I'm so tired.
You wake up physically and mentally drained.
I don't know why this had to happen now. For once, everything was going right. We'd even started trying for a baby. And then the dream came back and everything's gone wrong again. I don't know how much more Finn can take. He's going to leave me, I know it.
And was Amanda able to offer you some relief?
I didn't dream for the few nights after I'd seen her. She gave me massage, relaxation exercise to do before I went to bed. That's why I was so upset when I heard Amanda had left.
Well, why don't you tell me about the dream?
I don't know if I can.
Well, sharing might help.
I don't know if I want to go there.
I believe that we dream for a reason, so maybe hearing another perspective on it might give you a better understanding of it.
It always starts the same way. I'm in a corridor, a hospital. Every instinct I have is screaming at me to get out, to run. Something calls me on. There's like a cubicle at the end of the corridor. The curtain is closed. I know I have to open the curtain, that the answer is inside. But I can't. I can't do it.
It sounds like you've hit a blockage. Have you tried counselling?
Psychotherapy, Gestalt, I've done a lot. None of it's helped me get past the block or understand why I started having the dream in the first place.
Now, I've got an idea, but it's a bit out there.
My life's being ruined by a dream. I can cope with a little out there.
Okay. Well, I recently spent some time in Australia working on a project that blends traditional indigenous health practices with Western medicine. Now, the Aborigines believe that it's in the dreaming that healing takes place, where they're shown the answers to their problems. I think that through your dream, we can help heal whatever it is that's hurting you deep down.
I'll try anything before my life completely unravels.
I'm an only child. I do not have a brother.
Apparently he was born in 1945.
So you're saying he's 20 years older than me?
That's right.
Then why isn't he in here? Here's my parents' wedding. Honeymoon. But there's no kids, not until I came along. How? Why would they keep this a secret from me all these years?
Your parents used to visit him once a month, and then when your father died, your mother went alone.
What do you mean visit him? Does he live abroad or something?
Gerald is at Ashtree's house.
Ashtree? The psychiatric hospital? What's he doing there?
I don't know. It must have been the early 60s when Gerald was sent away. I suppose those were times when having someone with mental health issues was considered to be a great shame on the family.
Does he know that Mum and Dad are dead? Does he know I even exist?
I don't think so, no. I've been in contact with his doctor, Barbara Chisholm. I'm going to go and see her when I finished here. Try and establish how much Gerald is capable of understanding. If you want to come with me...
What?
You're Gerald's next of kin. Maybe it should be you who tells him about your parents.
I don't know. I've only just come to terms with Mum's death. Now you expect me to reevaluate everything I ever knew about my parents?
I'm sure they only did what they thought was best.
Yes, well, if they kept this secret all these years, then maybe that's the way it should have stayed.
I understand. I mean, this must be a terrible shock for you. But don't you at least want to find out more about Gerald? Let him know he's got a brother.
I don't know. Discovering you've got a long-lost brother is one thing. But finding out that he's been locked away... Ronnie, I don't think that I can see him.
Bit early for spring cleaning, isn't it?
I'm just looking... Ah, perfect. Now, matches.
What's this?
Gum leaves, dried, unfortunately. Can't get fresh ones over here.
Obviously, I'm going to regret this as soon as I ask, but...
What am I doing with a milk pan, a box of matches and a bag of exotic vegetation? They are the vital ingredients to an Aboriginal healing technique, cleansing smoke.
Ah, well, it's just so obvious now that you say it.
Indigenous people believe that sickness is a build-up of rubbish in the body, blocking the healthy flow of life energy. So they bathe in smoke made from burning powerful medicinal plants to help clear the blockage and infuse the medication into the body.
Oh, OK. So why exactly has this little piece of wagga wagga come to Leatherbridge?
I've inherited a patient from Amanda. She's having recurring nightmares, so I thought a little bit of this and visualisation might help.
Whoa, 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 hang on. This is a treatment you're planning on doing here?
Well, we offer complimentary therapies.
Well, yeah, there's complimentary, George, and then there's positively barking.
It has been working for thousands of years.
In the outback, maybe. Well, I suppose as long as Helen's approved it. She doesn't know, does she?
My patient does not believe in traditional medicine, so what am I supposed to do? Help her or let her suffer?
Yeah, but...
I have waited for a long time to use some of the stuff I've learnt in Oz, so if you'll excuse me, my gum leaves need crushing.
It was a bit of a shock when I got your call.
You didn't know about John?
No, there's no mention of a brother in Gerald's records. And his parents never let on.
He still doesn't know about his mum.
Oh, the more ill she became, the less she was able to visit, so Gerald got used to not seeing her every month. Obviously, when she died, we tried to tell him, but he just kept walking away. I think that in his heart, he knows. He's just not ready to face the truth yet.
How long has he been here?
At Ashtree's for the last 10 years, but he was moved around a lot before that. Gerald's records are a bit sketchy, but it seems like he was into all kinds of trouble from an early age. Small things, until he was 15. Then he set fire to the family home, and questions were asked about whether his behaviour was just being naughty, or was it actually caused by a mental condition. There. That's Gerald.
And he's been locked up since he was 15.
At first he was sent to a juvenile facility. When he hit 18, he was moved to his first adult unit.
And did they identify the cause of his bad behaviour?
The original admission document described Gerald as an imbecile. I know. It was a coverall, not an informed medical diagnosis. You've got to remember that this was 1961, when psychiatric hospitals often contained patients who were more troubled than certifiable.
So what's your diagnosis?
Well, I think he's probably always suffered from depression, and he's bipolar. But he also suffers long-term damage caused by the effects of numerous treatments that he's received over the years.
Not like ECT?
Oh, he's had so many different treatments in his life, it's hard to know what's helped and what hasn't.
You see, Mr. and Mrs. Taft always seemed so kind. I can't see them condoning that kind of treatment for Gerald.
I think they just struggled on until they just couldn't cope anymore. They trusted doctors who probably offered all kinds of miracle cures. They just wanted their son back.
So why is he still here?
Well, Gerald is an unusual case. I believe that there was an attempt to rehabilitate him into society when care in the community closed a lot of the Victorian hospitals. I don't really know why it didn't work out.
Well, he hardly looks like he's a danger to anyone.
I can't defend what happened over 30 years ago. But the reality of the current situation is that Gerald is happy here. He likes the staff. He needs the routines. Frankly, I don't think he could cope with life outside. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Woodson, I have to deal with this. I won't be a minute. Hello? Yeah.
Is it visiting time?
Sorry, I don't know.
2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock.
It's only 1:30. Do you mind? That's very good.
Magpie. Piker piker. Eggs 5 to 8. Pale bluish green. Speckled with brown.
And there are nice gardens here, so you probably see a lot of birds.
My favourite is the jay. Very nice bird, the jay. Very handsome bird, the jay. Relative of the magpie.
Do you like it here, Gerald?
Oh, yes, very nice gardens. You see lots of birds.
And do you have lots of friends?
Oh, yes. Yes, I've got lots of friends. Dr. Chisholm, Dr. Jackson, and Nurse Wilcox.
And would you think about living anywhere else? You know, if you had enough money to buy a flat of your own.
No, I couldn't do that. I had a flat once. They put me in a flat once, but I couldn't stay there. I had to come back here.
Why?
I was lonely. All my friends are here. Dr. Chisholm, Dr. Jackson, and Nurse Wilcox, you see. Is it visiting time?
Helen.
Mm-hmm.
You know I don't normally like telling tales out of school.
And I don't like being head girl, but sometimes needs must. So, squeal away.
Well, it's George. She's giving a treatment.
That's what we get paid for.
But you won't find this one in the Lancet. It's more Crocodile Dundee.
What?
She's doing some Aboriginal thing.
And you didn't stop her?
Well, she was all fired up. She wanted to put into practice everything she'd learnt in the outback.
Why do these things always happen when Mac and Julia are away?
Feel the cleansing smoke enter your body through your nose, your ears, the pores of your skin. Feel it taking the path of your breath and your blood as it moves through you, clearing any obstructions. Okay, Diana, now we're going to go into your dream. Only this time you'll be safe. I'll be with you.
Can't.
Yes, you can.
No.
You have to move forward if you want to end this. You can do it. What can you see?
Just a mirror. I don't... What does it mean?
Look deeper.
There's a woman.
Do you recognize her?
Maybe, I don't know. Who are you?
Look around. Are there any clues to say who she is?
There's a bracelet on her wrist. I've got one as well. It's like what you put on babies when they're first born.
Any writing on it?
Baby of Elizabeth Bishop. Date of birth, the 18th of the 3rd, 80.
And the woman?
Baby of Elizabeth Bishop. Date of birth, the 18th of the 3rd, 80. I don't understand. Who are you? Don't you know me? I'm Joanne. I'm your sister. I don't have a sister. That's because I had to die so that you could live. No.
Diane, you have to finish.
No. No.
Diane, are you all right?
The hospital bracelet on her wrist said that she's my twin. But there's no way that
dreams aren't always that logical.
My parents would have told me if I had a sister.
Please, sit down.
Why did you make me do it?
Let's just try and work out what this means.
You said you could help. But now it's even worse than before. What have you done?
Are you all right? George.
Sorry, Helen, can't stop.
What's going on?
Not now.
Your patient just left in tears.
That's why I've got to go after her.
Gerald does seem very settled here, but he strikes me as a lonely figure.
Oh, he's popular with the staff and the other residents. But he hasn't formed any deep relationships with anyone, other than his mother, of course. And now she's gone, well...
Do you not think he should be told about his mother?
Perhaps I should be the one to do that.
John, I'm glad you came.
I've been thinking about what you said. If he's my brother, then the least I can do is meet him.
Diana, please, I just want to make sure that you're okay. Diana!
I saw her. The woman from the hospital, she's got out of my dream.
It's all right, I think I know what's happened.
Going mad.
No, you just came out of the visualization too quickly.
Panicked, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Listen, do you want to try again?
I don't know.
Well, the surgery's closing for lunch. I could slip back inside, get the things we need, and maybe we could go back to yours.
You just want it to stop.
Hello, Gerald. Do you remember me? I've brought someone to see you. Can we sit with you?
Gerald?
Do you know who this is? Gerald?
My name's John. I'm your brother.
Blackbird. Turdus merula. Food, worms, snails, insects, fruit.
It was more lucid earlier. Let's try again.
Gerald, there's something I need to tell you about about our mother.
Is she here? Is it visiting time?
No, she's not here.
Oh, is she coming soon? She hasn't been for a long time.
She was getting very old. You do know that, don't you? She hadn't been well for some time.
I'm getting cold.
Why don't you sit down?
No, I don't sit down.
John's got something very important to tell you.
6 months ago, Mum passed away.
I'm cold. I'm going inside now.
Is it true? Am I responsible for your death?
You did what you had to do.
I don't understand.
We were never meant to be two. For 8 months we were together, shared everything. We were as close as two people ever could be.
I remember 2 heartbeats. Mother's and yours. And then there was one.
I wasn't strong enough to go with you. Now you have to live for both of us.
I shouldn't have come.
You'd have had to have seen him sooner or later. You wouldn't have been able to rest knowing you had a brother.
But what's the point of opening myself up to this pain if he doesn't even know who I am?
Wait.
Mum, not going to come again, is she?
No.
John, you're John.
That's right.
You're my brother.
Yes, I am.
When it's visiting time, will you come? Will you come?
If you'd like that.
2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock.
Okay. Maybe we could even go out for the day. Take a drive somewhere. I know a good bird sanctuary down the road.
Oh.
Would you like that?
Yes, Mother. Yes, Mother. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then.
What did she say?
Well, she wouldn't confirm anything over the phone, but then she didn't have to. It was all in her voice. I must have really spooked her suddenly asking about Joanne after all these years. How did I know about her?
Well, you probably heard things when you were little, you know, whispers, half conversations. Somehow they've worked their way into your subconscious. You didn't need to understand the words.
Twist them into a huge ball of guilt.
And now they've been forced to the surface through your dreams, probably fueled by a desire to have a family of your own. But this is nothing to feel guilty about.
Can I be sure of that?
Sometimes one twin takes the nourishment from the other. They need to do that in order to survive. It's not something you can be blamed for.
So you think that's what Joanne was trying to tell me? That I can move on?
Sounds like a good idea.
Robin.
Yeah.
Erythicus rebellica. Eggs, 5 to 6. White, speckled with light red.
Why would their parents ever think it was right to keep them apart? Was there a problem?
Well, people make all kinds of promises when they're feeling emotional.
You don't think John will continue to support Gerald?
Who knows? It could go either way.
What were you thinking?
I can explain.
I can't believe you deliberately set a fire in your room.
It was hardly a fire, it was more of a smoulder.
You deactivated the smoke alarm. Wasn't having Riverside burnt to the ground warning enough for you?
My patient was desperate.
And normally that would be a good excuse, but honestly, George, administering a non-approved treatment, do you have any idea of the trouble that could get us into?
Do you not even want to know if it was a success?
That's hardly the point, is it? What if your patient suffers ill effects? The practice could be sued, you could be struck off.
All right, Helen, yeah, you're right. Sorry, I wasn't thinking.
Damn right you weren't. It was totally unprofessional. Come on, George, sort yourself out. Don't force me to take further action.
We can't afford to lose another doctor.
No. What we can't afford is to have a pregnant woman well into her 3rd trimester running around here doing her impersonation of some kind of medicine woman.
All aboard the number 35 for a brand new series looking at just what really happens on the buses. The Big Red Bus, tonight at 7 here on BBC1. Next this afternoon, Diagnosis Murder.